Hey everyone, it's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a prom makeup tutorial. This is what I believe I will be doing for prom. I may change it, but I wanted to test it out before the day. So I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup. A couple of these products are somewhat new to me. I have tested all of them out at least once. So let's get started. I am going to start by doing my brows. Today I will be using the LA Girl Shady Slim pencil, and I believe this is in the shade Soft Brown. Yes, it is. So here's what it looks like. Got a spoolie on the end and a somewhat thin tip here. So let's get started. First, I always brush through my brow hairs just to kind of make sure that they are nice and neat. Then I take the brow pencil and I kind of start by underlining the brow. I try to follow my natural hairline as best as I can. Then I start lining the upper brow. I don't line all the way to the front because I just end up doing some kind of strokes up, not quite caring as much about the top line. Then I will take the spoolie and just kind of run that through my hair, kind of organize it, spread out the product. Then if I need to, I just kind of use my finger to try to kind of clean it up a little bit. And yeah, here's the first brow. I am just going to do one eye on camera, but anyways, the next step I'm going to do is curl my eyelashes. I like to do this before because I like to try not to mess up my eyeshadow. So I do this first and then do eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to be applying some eyelid primer. This is the one by Morphe. This one is translucent. I believe mine is getting a little bit old because I can tell it's a little bit more oily, but this will have to do for now unless I go get a new one. For the actual eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. As you can see, I have loved this palette very much. I've even hit pan on this shade right here. I would definitely recommend picking up an Anastasia palette. This is one of the only products in this video that is not what I would consider drugstore. And I just think that getting one of these is worth it because it's such good quality. So let's get into the eyeshadow tutorial. I will say that these eyeshadows can be quite powdery, but they blend so well that it doesn't really bother me. So to start with, I'm going to take the shade Incense on a fluffy brush and put this into my crease. These shadows just blend so easily. Next, I am going to take a smaller brush in the shade Volatile and put this all in the outer corner and crease. Next, I'm just going to take the same brush I was using before and just kind of blend with no additional product. I sprayed my brush with some setting spray and I'm going to take the shade Summer and put that all over the lid. I am doing a gold look because my dress is kind of a maroon color, and so I wanted it to kind of match that, and my shoes are gold, so. You can also use your finger to apply these shades. I think I probably will use my finger to apply the shimmer shade. While this looks nice, you can use your finger and get pretty much the same look. So now I'm just going to go clean up this fallout down here, and I'll be right back to start on the face. Next, I'm going to do foundation. So I recently purchased the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and this is from the drugstore. This was only about $5, and I wanted to try it because I wanted to make sure that I don't get flashback in my photos, so we will see how this works. And I have the shade Shell Ivory. I did use this one time and it was pretty nice. I used it with a sponge, so I'm going to try it with a brush and just see how that goes. I will say that this does have a very weird like applicator. It's kind of like a plastic thingy, but I just kind of put a little bit of that on my brush, and then I'm just going to kind of dot this on my face and just kind of see how this goes. I will probably need to add more. This also does have a really weird smell, but the first time that I used this, I did like it because it is kind of a medium coverage, and it didn't quite cover up like all of my freckles or anything, but it did kind of cover up like my redness. So I did like that. Sorry, I keep putting my mirror in front of the camera. Try not to do that. I do think that this works either way with a brush or a sponge. I will say I think that I'm getting more product. This does seem to be more of a medium coverage with the brush. I don't know if that's just because I may have used more, or I don't know, but anyways, pretty good so far. I'm gonna get a little bit more and finish up the foundation and be right back. I did decide that I'm going to use this sponge just to kind of make sure that this is all like kind of patted in. I have no product on the sponge. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that there aren't any weird streaks or anything. Next, I will be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair. I'm going to put this under my eyes. I will say that this foundation does kind of show like my forehead lines and smile lines a little bit, but it is pretty good for the price, so I'm not going to complain. So I'm just going to kind of put that right about here where my under eye circles are. I'm not going to go too crazy with the concealer, but so I'm just going to get my sponge and blend it out. I am just going to use the pointier edge of this sponge to blend that in as best as I can. This concealer is not really my favorite, but I don't really have another concealer, so I'm just going to kind of go with it. This concealer is definitely not the best, but I don't really have a setting powder either, so I'm just going to kind of use an eyeshadow. But if you have a setting powder, like, go ahead and use that. I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette in the shade Divinity to kind of set under there. I'm hoping that this might also make it a little bit less yellow of a concealer, so maybe this will kind of match my foundation a bit more. I am going to be using this for my bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the lighter shade. This smells amazing. I believe the smell is coconut. I don't usually like coconut, but this one smells like really good. So anyways, this is my bronzer. Just gonna kind of tap off the excess and put this all around the edges of my face. Probably can't notice this a whole lot, but I just want to add a little bit of something. Next, I'm just going to finish up the eyes. I'm going to use the shade Volatile for the lower lash line. And for the inner corner, I'm going to be using the shade Dreamer. And of course, apply mascara. I am using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. I'm going to apply the mascara to lower lash line, and then we'll be back to finish off the look. And the last step, of course, is to apply a lip color. Today I'm using the ColourPop Satin Lip in the shade Echo Park. Here's the finished eyeshadow look and brow. Okay, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I definitely hope that this helped you. I know I am not the most experienced with makeup. I don't always do face makeup, but I thought I would film this video anyways since I was going to test out this makeup. If you do try out this full face, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts on some of the products I used are, and I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!